Okay, so now we're looking at inequalities and we're thinking about writing them and we're thinking about the real world and we're thinking about how do we translate this real world situation at least into numbers and symbols. Now, this is tricky, but we're really happy that we're essentially talking about the real world. So I'll give you an example. I have a 2005 Honda Civic and I should sell it. I should sell it because I live in New York City and I have to move it around the city because I get a lot of parking tickets and I'm spending money on parking tickets even though I don't really drive my car. I mostly just drive my car to a new parking spot so that I can drive it like 4 times a year on long trips. So that's pretty silly. In any case, I should sell it, and when I say that I'm going to sell it, I want to sell my car for at least $2,000. So the question is, if I want at least $2,000, does that mean I would be willing to accept $5,000? Yes, I would. I want at least $2,000. So if someone came along and said, you could have $5,000, I would take that money right out of their hand. I would give them the keys to the car. I would say, thank you very much. Now, let's say that someone came along and said, you know what, I'll give you $1,700. That does not sound so good, because I said I want at least $2,000. So $1,700, like that is not enough for me to be willing to give you the keys to my car, and I won't sell it to you. Well, what about $2,300? Well, $2,300 is not nearly as nice. This is out. Not nearly as nice as $5,000, but I said I want at least $2,000, which means, well, $2,300, that's more than $2,000, so even though it's not as nice as $5,000, like, I want to get rid of this car, and you gave me more than $2,000, so that sounds good. Now, what about if you just offer me $2,000? Would I be willing to accept that and give you the keys to my car based on this? The answer is yes, I would. I might not be super duper happy about it, but I said, if you give me $2,000, I will give you my car. So that means $2,000. Okay. So now let's look at what these look like with symbols. So what this says is, I want more than or equal to $2,000. I want you to pay me more than or the same as $2,000. So then $5,000 is more than $2,000, so I would accept it. $2,300 is more than $2,000, so I accept it. Now, $2,000 is not more than, but it is equal to $2,000, so I would accept it. So this is like saying X is greater than or equal to, is at least $2,000. So when we see that something needs to be at least a number, we say that that number is greater than or equal to that number, in this case, $2,000. We need to practice using phrases like at least, and thinking about real world situations, and then translating those into the numbers and symbols. Here, I want at least $2,000. If you give me $5,000, that's more than $2,000. If you give me $2,000, well, that's equal to $2,000. So all of these are either greater than or equal to $2,000.